Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible. I welcome you all to the GRE Preparation Made Easy Quantitative Reasoning class, session 4 by Mrs. Abida Banu. Here are a few instructions. Make sure you have a stable internet connection and a noise-free environment. We recommend you to use your earphones for best experience. Respect your instructor, your classmates, and yourself. Please do not write anything inappropriate on the chat box. Also, we have 3 packages: bronze, silver, and gold. You can register for free for the bronze package. Also, for silver and gold, if you update, you will get evaluated mock tests, expert university recommendations, and so on. We also have free profile evaluation with our experts, comprehensive evaluation, university shortlisting, course recommendations, country recommendations, and doubt clearance. You can contact through Ubergrad website. Also, we have free live IELTS classes Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's a 4-week course. Also, Duolingo classes that is from Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It is a 2-week course. We have this loan fair, Ubergrad loan fair. It is on 7th October. You can register for free. You will get personalized loan assessment, instant loan offer, discounted processing fees, cashback incentive, free Forex card, and free international SIM. Also, we have the special offer for the bronze package. It starts from rupees 499, and we have all these advantages listed here. And these are few achievements. Just a second. Also, this is our website. You can select the country, course, and the specialization. When you go and explore, you have different countries, universities, courses, and exams. You'll get all the information here. Also, we have benefits like free profile evaluation, talk to the counselor, country recommendations, test preparations for IELTS, GRE, and Duolingo. Additional services. Also, weekly blogs are uploaded. Please go through them. Also, this is about the loan virtual fair. It is on 7th October, this Saturday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Register for free. We've partnered with different banks like Bank of Baroda, ICICI Bank, IDFC, Axis, and so on. You will get benefits like discounted processing fees, instant loans, low interest, and so on. You can contact our website. You will get all the details here. Call us, WhatsApp, mail us. Also, when you go on my test preparation and click on GRE, handouts and recordings are released every day for geometry here. The recording has been uploaded and I have shared the link. So yes, that's it. If you have any other doubt, please write it on the chat box and we'll get back to you. Also, good evening, ma'am. Over to you. Thank you. Ma'am, we are unable to hear you. No, ma'am, you're not audible. Are you all able to hear, ma'am? Maybe there's some glitch on my side. Please write it on the chat box if you're able to hear, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, there's some glitch from your side. Ma'am, you may join again. Maybe then we'll able to hear you. Okay, so ma'am has some technical issues. If you have any doubt related to the virtual fair or recordings or the handouts, I have provided the recording link. And
I'm audible now?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Good evening, one and all. The topic for the day today is coordinate geometry. Okay. So let us go through this coordinate geometry. First, basics. Let's do some basics and then we'll move through the questions part. Okay. First of all, let us consider one thing here. What does it mean by a coordinate geometry? A basic stuff. Why do we use this coordinate geometry? So coordinate geometry is nothing but it's a study of geometry on coordinate plane. You can see this coordinate plane, right, which consists of x-axis and y-axis. The study of geometry on this coordinate plane, we call it as a coordinate geometry. And this plane, xy plane, is also called as Cartesian plane. I hope you are aware of this. Okay, Cartesian plane. Now, let me explain this xy plane here. So, xy plane consists of an x-axis and y-axis, and it has been divided into some quadrants, four quadrants: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. If we talk about the first quadrant, both the variables x value and y value both will be positive here, both are positive. If I talk about second quadrant, x is negative and y will be positive. And third quadrant, both are negative, x is negative and y is also negative, and fourth quadrant positive and negative. Okay, this is a basic stuff, we all know that. And each and every point whatever we take here in this xy plane, that point will be in an ordered pair. We call it as an ordered pair, x comma y. Whatever the point we are taking, that will be in an ordered pair. Now whenever there is a point on x-axis, if I take any point on x-axis, then I'll put y is equals to 0. If I take any point on y-axis, let us take I am taking A on x-axis, then y will be 0. If I take a B on y-axis, then my x will be 0. That means if any point on x-axis, then y is 0, point on y-axis, x will be 0. Now, whenever there is a line parallel to x-axis, then y will be constant, y is equals to k. And line parallel to y-axis, then x is equals to k. You can see that if I draw any line parallel to y-axis, then what will be the x value? X value will be constant, right? So k represents that unchanged value. So I am taking 2 here, parallel line on the y-axis. Then constantly the x will be the same. In the same way, if I draw any line parallel to x-axis, so y will be constant, right? So and one more thing, let's move on to the next stuff here, basic formulas slide. So this is a slide which represents all the formulas what we are going to use throughout the session right now. So the first formula is the slope formula. Slope formula. So what is slope? First thing, what does it mean by slope? So for any plane, xy plane, one second. Okay, I'll do it on in the next slide, no problem. So first go through the xy, I'll go through the slope formula here. Slope is rise over run. That means change in y-axis divided by change in x-axis. Whenever there is an xy plane, how much the y points are changing, that we call it as rise, and how much in the sense how many units it means, right? So how many units it has been changed for the y and how many units it has been changed for the x. So that is considered as rise over run. So that will be the formula for the slope. This we all know, that is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 will be the slope formula. Now, if there are two lines parallel, if there are two parallel lines, what will be the slope of the parallel lines? And if there are two perpendicular lines, what will be the slope of perpendicular lines? So as written here, slope of parallel lines will be always equal, and the slope of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocal. For example, let us say m1 and m2 are slopes. So I'll just write it here. Yeah. Yeah. So let us consider m1 and m2 is the slope of two parallel lines. Let us say there are two parallel lines on xy plane. So this is our line m1 and line m2. Always m1 will be equals to m2 when the lines are parallel to each other. Whenever the lines are perpendicular to each other, as shown here in the figure, right? Whenever the lines are perpendicular to each other, the product of this m1 into m2 is equals to negative reciprocal. If I want m1, then it will be m1 divided by m2. If I want the slope of second line, it will be minus 1 divided by m1. That's the thing here which was written in the previous slide. The slope of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocal to each other. Now coming to the general form of a line, ax plus by is equals to c. Now slope interception form will be y is equals to mx plus b. In this y is equals to mx plus b, so I'm just using it as rough work here. Yeah. Y is equals to mx plus b or c, whatever it may be, that's a constant value. Now if you see this point, m will be our slope and b here will be the y interception point. If you want to find out the x interception point, then put y is equals to 0. So whenever an equation is given, for example, let us say there is an equation given, y is equals to 4x plus 3. Let us consider a simple thing, y is equals to 4x plus 3. What is the slope of this line? Slope of this line will be 4. What will be the y interception? Y interception will be 3. This is slope and this is y interception. What will be the x interception? So x interception of the line, always if you want to find out the x interception, put y is equals to 0. If I put y is equals to 0, then my x interception will be minus 3 by 4, right? So this is how we will find out the x interception, y interception and slope for the given line. Next point is a point slope formula. Point slope form. Whenever the slope is given and one point is given, then in the question is it's asking us to find out the equation of the line. So previously equation was given and we are finding out the slope and y interception and everything, but here only one point is given and slope is also given, and we need to find out, we need to frame the equation actually. So to frame the equation of any line, when one point is given, then point slope formula we will use it, that is y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1, where m is the slope of that particular equation. Now midpoint formula. So midpoint is nothing but average of the points, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. That gives you the midpoint of that line or anything, points, whatever given. So distance formula, I hope everybody are familiar with this distance formula. Root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square will be the distance formula. Distance in the sense, whenever there is a line on the xy plane, how to find out the distance between that line. There we will use the distance formula. If 2 points are given, then we will use this distance formula over there. Okay, let us draw a line. So let us say there is a point here and there is a point here, point A and point B. Okay, so let us consider point A is x1 y1 and point B is x2 y2. So previously we have seen the formula to find out the distance, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square whole root, under root. Okay, so this is the formula for distance. Now talking about the slope. So how many types of slopes are there? That's not mentioned in that. So let us see that. How many types of slopes are there? Anybody in the chat box? How many types of slopes? So you know about slope. Slope is nothing but the difference between the y points, the change in y and divided by change in x, right? Rise over run. Now, how many types of slope will be there? My next question. Anybody in chat box? I'm waiting for your response. Yes. How many types of slopes are there? Okay. Basically, if I talk about the types of slopes, let us consider a simple thing. Whenever there is a xy plane, a line is passing from this in this direction, from this side to this side. So the slope of this line will be positive. Whenever the slope of the line is in this manner, that means it is like upward direction, then the slope will be always positive. Whenever the line is towards the downward direction, the slope will be negative. M represents the slope. Okay. Whenever the slope is towards the I mean, which is parallel to x-axis, so this is x-axis and the slope is parallel to x-axis, always this slope will be always 0. Whenever the slope is parallel to x-axis, the slope of that line will be always 0, and slope is parallel to y-axis, the slope will be always infinite. The line which is parallel to y-axis, the slope will be always infinite. That means there are four types of slopes that we need to remember: positive slope, negative slope, zero, and undefined slope. To remember this part, let us consider a small example: a small mountain. I'm just taking a small hill or mountain. So if someone is climbing the mountain, so it is a positive slope. If someone is coming down from that, from top to bottom, so that will be the negative slope. Moving on the land, so equals to 0. That means x-axis, parallel to x-axis, the slope is 0, and parallel to y-axis, the slope will be undefined. I mean, infinite slope. Okay. Next. Now check out the questions. Right now we have done with the basic stuff, and let's move on to the questions. Okay, the first one. Which of the following points lie on the line y is equals to 2x minus 8? Evaluate each option and select all correct options. Okay. So the simple thing here, we have to just simply plug in the values. What are the options given? Simply plug in the values in the equation given. So if whatever the option is giving you the equal to all the sides, LHS and RHS, that will be the answer. Let me check in the chat box whether you get the answer or not. Yes. Hmm. So first thing, which of the following lies on the line y is equals to 2x minus 8? Y is equals to 2x minus 8. As I told you, try to plug in the values. So first point, 3 and minus 2. So 3 and minus 2, let us say option A, 3 and minus 2. If I plug in 3 and minus 2 in this equation, so that will be x will be 3 and y will be minus 2. Let us see whether we are getting the same thing or not. Is equals to 2 into 3 minus 8, right? So minus 2 is 6 minus 8. So here we will get minus 2 is equals to minus 2. Next option. Go through the next option. Second option. So we have to see, actually here only one answer is not correct. It's not a multiple answer question. It's like evaluating each and every option in the equation. So only one answer will not be correct. You have to see whether B is also lying on the B points are also on the line, C is also on the line, D is also on the line. In that manner you have to check. It's not like multiple choice question. It's just a simple bit. Okay. Second point, is does it lie or not? Second point. So the same stuff here. If you want to check it, so the same thing. Take the second point, B point. So minus 8 comma 0 are the points here. So 0 will be our y. 2 into minus 8, minus 8. Right. So it will be 0 is equals to minus 16 minus 8. And it okay. Now this will not lie on that line. So this one is wrong. In this way you need to check. Okay, whenever any line is given and any points are given in the option, sometimes only one answer will be correct from A to E. You need to check for that. Next, moving on to the next slide, next question. Find the slope of the line. So whenever the line is given, whenever the equation is given, to find out the slope of the line, we need to convert the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c form. Y is equals to mx plus c. So here m is known as the slope and c will be our y interception point as discussed before in the basics, right? So if I want to change my equation in that pattern, so it will be 2y is equals to 4x plus 8. Okay, y is equals to 4x by 2 plus 8 by 2. Here 2 ones, 2 twos, 2 ones, 2 4. So y is equals to 2x plus 4. So the point here, the coefficient of x will be our slope. So slope of this line will be 2, right? The slope of this line will be 2. I hope you get the answer for that. Yeah, slope will be 2. Correct. Moving on to the next slide here. Yeah, I want the answer for this from you guys. I have given you the formula root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Distance formula. Quick answer. By applying this formula, you will get the answer for that. I'm not going to do this. Yeah, correct. Under root 85. Whoever got this answer, that will be the correct one for that. Moving on to the next slide here. Yeah. What is the slope of the line passing through the points? Quickly. You know the formula, right? What is the formula for the to find out the slope of the points given? Whenever any 2 points are given, to find out the slope of that line, we will use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Rise over run. Change in x, change in y by change in x. Yes. Let me check the chat box for the answers. Yeah, correct. It's minus 3 by 5. Right. Moving on to the next slide, next question here. What is the equation of the line passing through? I have given you the formula, right? The form, point slope form. What is that point slope form? Y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1. We have slope and we have 1 point given over there, and we need to create an equation related to the data given in the question. Yeah, quick answer. Yes. X1 and y1. This is x1 and this is y1, right? So y minus y1, then y plus 3 is equals to slope is minus 2, x minus x1. X1 is plus 1, right? So y plus 3 is equals to minus 2x minus 2, right? Then y is equals to minus 2x minus 5. This will be the equation of that line given. Moving on to the next slide, next question. Which of the following is most likely to be the equation of the line L? Equation of the line L. Yes, waiting for your answers, guys. Quick answer for this. So here there is a typing error. Please rectify. It's not dx, it's 4x. Please rectify the mistake here. It is at there is a typing error. So y is equals to 4x plus 4. Next equation is y is equals to 4x minus 4, and rest of the things are correct. Okay. So y is equals to 4x plus 4 and y is equals to 4x minus 4. Please rectify. So this is not dx. Which of the following is most likely to be the equation of the line? That means we need to see what type of slope is it. First thing, anybody in the chat box, what type of slope is it? Is it a positive slope or negative slope? Yeah. Is it a positive slope or negative slope? As I told you before in the slide, so whenever the line is moving towards the upward direction, right? So whenever the line is moving towards the upward direction, then we call it as a positive slope. Whenever the line is moving towards the downward direction, in this manner, that will be the negative slope. Okay. Now by seeing the options here, which option is giving you the negative slope, that options we will rule out. So by seeing the options, uh, what are the options that are giving you the negative slopes? We will rule out that options. And one more thing, you can see that I have given you the formula, the basic stuff, that is y is equals to mx plus b. B is an y interception. Now y interception is a negative, right? In this line, whatever the line given, the first thing we have to identify, that is what type of slope it is. The slope we have identified, and second thing, what is the y interception point. With that clue, we can rule out some more points, right? So we can rule out some more points that y interception is negative here. Y interception is negative. What are the points that are giving us the positive y interception? We will rule out. So rule out this one. Okay. And next thing, by ruling out, if you clearly see that only C, option C, is giving you the correct answer here. Rest of the things, there is a typing error in this. Okay, we will give you a handout by rectifying the mistakes in the options. There are some typing errors. We will skip off as of now. Skip off this question to the next one. Next one is also little similar to that. You can go through that. Yeah. So there is a line given here. The line is parallel. We need to find out the equation of the line. If line L is parallel to y-axis, what could be the equation of the line from the given points? Try to give me the answer for this. Waiting for your response. Yeah, question number 5, previous question, there was some mistake in the options. We'll just put it aside as of now. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. If the line L is parallel to y-axis, what could be the equation of the line L? So here, just an assumption, we have to just assume what would be the equation of the line L if it is parallel to y-axis. What would be the equation of the line L? Anybody in the chat box? Quick answer. Yeah. X is equals to -2. Correct. Next. Parallel lines have same slope. M1 is equals to M2. So there are some examples also given. Perpendicular lines have the reciprocal slope to each other. So M1 is equals to -1 by M2, as discussed before. Right. Next. So there is a question here. Which of the following could be the equation of the line parallel to the line 5x minus 6y is equals to 9? The question is on the screen. Try to give me the answer for this. So here the question is one equation is given, that is 5x minus 6y is equals to 9, and we need to see which line is parallel to the equation. So to become a parallel lines, the slope should be same. So we have to check which of the option is giving the same slope. So first thing, we need to find out the slope for this equation. What is the slope? 5x minus 6y is equals to 9. So the slope is nothing but y is equals to mx plus b. We need to change this to this pattern, so that it will be minus 6y is equals to minus 5x plus 9. So y is equals to minus 5x by 6 plus 9 by 6. Minus 5x by minus 6 and minus. So here minus minus gets cancelled. So we are just bothered about the slope. Slope will be 5 by 6. From the options here, what is the slope which is giving you the 5 by 6? 5 by 6 is option C, right? Option C is giving you the slope 5 by 6. So whenever such type of question is there, we need to see without wasting our time, first find out the slope for the given one and check from the options. Next. The same pattern here, the lines given are perpendicular. Perpendicular lines are given here. So whenever the line is perpendicular, y is equals to minus 6x plus 4 is a line given, and we need to find out which of the following is the equation which is giving you the perpendicular line to this line. So first thing, see the slope. What is slope? Slope is minus 6. Slope is minus 6. If it to become a perpendicular, what is the concept we need to have? So perpendicular have negative reciprocal slope, right? So negative reciprocal slope we need to check for the perpendicular one, that should be 1 by 6. If you take the slope for the negative reciprocal, that should be 1 divided by 6. Which of the following equation is giving you such type of slope? That's the question. Waiting for your answer. Yes. So first, what you have to do for each and every equation, you have to rearrange the equations here, whatever given in the slope, in the standard form, y is equals to mx plus c form. After rearranging, you have to check for the perpendicular slope, and you have to give the answer for that. Okay. So this is a little time consuming one. You can try doing that in your handout, whatever is given after the class. Moving on to the next concept here, parabolas. Okay, next concept is parabola. So whenever there is an equation, the equation is like quadratic equation. You know what is quadratic equation? The quadratic equation will be having the highest degree 2. Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 is a quadratic equation. So the quadratic equation will be having the graph which is done in the form of parabola. The quadratic equation graph, if you plot it, it will be a parabola. Graph will be parabola. Okay. So whenever we are talking about the parabolas, we should know some standard form of this parabola. So what is the standard form? What are the standard form? The first thing is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 is a standard equation of quadratic equation. And here vertex form. One thing you should know, vertex form. What is vertex form? X minus x minus h. So simple thing. So here there is a typing error. You can just see this x minus h whole square. Give me a minute. Yeah, x minus h whole square y is equals to x minus h whole square plus k. So here what is vertex? Vertex will be h comma k. H comma k will be the vertex. So if you see this, there are some graphs which are given here. The only important thing you should remember is vertex form formula. So vertex form, if you are talking about the vertex form of the parabola, vertex is nothing but the point where this U-shaped curve, we can see that. So that is giving you the center. So vertex is nothing but the center of that parabola. Okay. So y is equals to x minus h whole square plus k. So y, h and k is considered as vertex. So whenever the parabola is in this form, so there is a question given, which of the following could be the equation of the parabola pictured above? Which of the following will be the equation for that parabola pictured above? That is our question. Yeah. Try to give me the answer for this. Parabola Which of the following could be the equation of the parabola? So you have to check for the equations here, whatever the equations given. Which of the thing is giving you the vertex form? I have given you the vertex form, standard form. Y is equals to a of x minus h whole square plus k, right? X minus h whole square plus k. Now here a, there is whatever the option you pick, there is no a. There is no option in this form. So a is constant. We can consider a as 1. If I multiply 1 with this, it's giving you the same value. So consider a as 1. Now, which of the following will give you the equation of this parabola? So this is a vertex. Vertex is 0 and 0 and 1. So x minus 0 whole square plus 1. So x square plus 1. Y is equals to x square plus 1. So this will be the answer for this. Y is equals to x square plus 1, option B. Okay, the form formula y is equals to a of x minus h whole square plus k, and you have to plug in the vertex points in that h and k. H and k is nothing but the point here, whatever the point the parabola is taking a symmetric form. So let us consider this is the parabola. So this is the center of the parabola. From here, if I divide a line, if I put a line, this both the sides are symmetric, right? So this line is called as line of symmetry and all the stuff. Okay, so as of now you have to remember only this standard form of the parabola. Moving on to the next question with the same concept. So here, if the equation of the parabola pictured above, y is equals to x minus h whole square, this is a whole square here. Okay, y is equals to x minus h whole square plus k, and minus 3n is a point on the parabola. What is the value of n? We need to find the point. We need to find the value of n if there is one point called minus 3 and then lies on the parabola here. Okay, so first thing, what will be the vertex? Vertex is already given 2 and 0. What will be the equation if I put the vertex over there? So it will be y is equals to x minus 2 whole square plus k. K is 0. So 0, so we will put it as it is. X minus 2 whole square is just equation, whatever we are getting for this parabola equation. And one more thing, he says minus 3 and n is a point on the parabola. So minus 3 and n is a point on the parabola. Then you just plug in the values of minus 3 and n in this equation. Got it? So just plug in the points minus 3 and n in this equation for x and y. So if I put that, so n is equals to minus 3 minus 2 whole square. Then n will be minus 5 square, that will be 25. The value of n will be 25 here. N is equals to 25. I hope you are able to understand whatever I'm trying to explain. Can't understand vertex. Yeah, vertex is nothing but a point here. If you see the parabola like this, so let us say the shape of the parabola will be U shape. So wherever the symmetric thing is there, so if I the center of that line here, line of symmetry for both for the parabola, it should be exactly at the center. This point we call it as a vertex. Okay, so this point is vertex. I hope you understood. Right. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So again, the same similar question. We have discussed this type of question before. We are running out of time, so we will see important one. So which of the following could be the equation of line M? Which of the following could be the equation of line M? Yeah, quick answer in the chat box. It's very easy, already discussed. Which of the following could be the equation of the line M? There are no numbers on the graph. You have to just analyze it. Analysis is the important thing here. There are no numbers on the graph. As there are no numbers on the graph, you just put some values, some numbers, approximately some numbers. I'm just putting here 1 2 3 in the way. and here it is 1, 2, and so on. Okay. Now by seeing this, what is the thing we can understand here is we cannot determine actually the equation of the line whenever there are no points given, no values given on the x and y axis. But one thing we can determine the slope of the line. What is the slope of the line? Is it positive, negative, 0, or infinite? So as it is moving from upward to downward direction, the slope of the line is positive. So it is a positive slope. So the line which is passing in this way from upwards towards the downward direction, we call it as a positive slope. The slope of this line is positive. So whenever the slope of this line is positive, see the options which is giving you the positive slope. For that, what you have to do, change each and every equation for the y is equals to mx plus c form. By doing that, if you check for the first option, so 6y is equals to minus 6x plus 7, y is equals to minus 6 by 7x plus 7 by 6, then minus 6 by 7 will be the negative slope. Here we are getting a negative slope, so then I can put option A as a hold as of now, because we have to check for the other options also. So we can rule out some options. So option D and option E we can rule out, and we can see option B and option C. So if you check with that, moreover answer for this will be A only. So rest of the things will not give you the negative slope as shown here. Okay, moving on to the next question, next slide. Yes, anything, any queries? Correct, option A correct. Right. Which of the following could be the slope of the line that passes through the point minus 2, minus 3 and cross the y-axis above the origin? Cross the y-axis above the origin. Please make a note here. The options are a little change in the options. Minus 2 divided by 3. So this is the first option. 3 by 7, second option, option A, option B, option C will be 3 by 2, option D will be 5 by 3, and option E is 9 by 4, option F is 4. So multiple selection, we need to select more than one answer here, indicate all such values, right? So this is one type of question in GRE. So we need to select multiple answers from the options given. One answer is not correct, more than one answers are correct here. Right. Which of the following could be the slope of line that passes through the point minus 2 comma minus 3? Which crosses the y-axis above the origin. So it should cross the y-axis above the origin. Let us consider one point here 0 comma 0. Just for I'm just considering 0 comma 0 as it is an origin, right? So here it says it's crossing above the origin. So I'm just taking origin point for one point. Let us say A is equals to 0 and 0 and B is minus 2 comma 3. There are 2 points and we need to find out the slope. What will be the slope of these two? So obviously the slope will be minus 3 by minus 2. The slope will be 3 by 2. If I draw something on the line, so it should be greater than minus 3 by 2. Whatever the slope, whatever the lines I am drawing here on this, it should be greater than minus 3 by 2, greater than 3 by 2. So slope will be greater than 3 by 2. So our answer should be here greater than 3 by 2. Okay, whatever the options we are which are giving you the values greater than 3 by 2, we can pick from this options. Okay. Previous question. What happened to the previous question? Yes. Why it is not possible in the sense, you can see the y-interception point. What is the y-interception point given in B? Y-interception point is a negative point given. But you can see in the figure, in the graph, y-interception point is positive. That's why I have ruled out. I hope you get the answer for this. Okay. One more query. Yes. Next. I hope I answered the question here. Next, this one. Greater than 3 by 2, whatever the options which are giving you greater than 3 by 2, you have to pick for that as your answer part. Moving on to the next slide. So if the longest distance between any two of the points, so here you just make it as it's not greater than 1. So it's minus 1. Just a simple change here. Minus 1 here. So the point here is minus 1 comma 2. Minus 1, 2, 6 minus 2, 7 and 10. So these are the 3 points given. Is P root 13. So simple change. You just follow the question once again. I'll read out once for you again. So if the longest distance between any 2 points, any two of the points, minus 1, 2, 6 minus 2, 7 and 10 is P root 13. What is the value of P? We need to find out the value of P here. So longest distance already in the question, the value of the distance is already given. We need to find out the value of P here. So first of all, quickly we will plot all the 3 points on this xy plane, assuming some values. I'm not yeah, let me do that. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 5 6 and 7. So this is point 7 here, and here it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm just giving you an example how to do this. Okay. So first of all, we have to see from all the 3 points, which points are giving you the longest distance. So there are 3 points, point 1, point 2 and point 3 given. We have to check which 2 points are giving the longest distance. So first let us plot this point here, minus 1 and 2. So minus 1 and 2. Minus 1 and 2 will be somewhere here. This is minus 1, negative 1 and 2. So the point lies here, minus 1 comma 2. This is one point. Another point, 6 comma minus 2. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 comma minus 2. So the same point here. So let us consider this is the point, 6 comma minus 2. And one more thing is 7 and 10. So 7 and 10 somewhere I'm just putting it 7 and 10 somewhere here. So let it be 7 comma 10. By seeing this, which are the points which are giving the longest distance? So these points are not giving the longest distance. So these are the 2 points which are giving the longest distance. Now find out the distance of these 2 points. What is the distance formula? Minus 1 comma 2 and 7 comma 10 are the 2 points which are giving us the longest distance, right? Now distance formula is root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. What will be the distance here? Quick answer in the chat box. Distance of these 2 points. What will be the distance of these 2 points? If we are able to do, then quick answer for P also. What is the P? What is P? Yeah, some question is there in the chat box. Let me answer that first. Student is asking why greater than 3 by 2. Yeah, see, we have just assumed the value here. You can see that. So I am just assuming the value which is 0 comma 0. You can see the question exactly what the question is saying. Minus 2 minus 3 and crosses the y-axis above the origin. Above the origin, right? I have taken origin. Above the origin means greater. That's the thing. That's the thing we have to check for the greater one. I have taken the origin 0 comma 0, but the y the axis here is crossing above the origin, right? Above the origin, that's why greater than. I hope I answered your query. Next, any answers for this this next question here? Any answer for that? Distance formula, apply the distance formula and try to find out the distance of these 2 points, minus 1 2 and 7 and 10. Yes. Quick answer in the chat box. So it will be, if you do it directly from here, 10 into 2. Okay, so that will be like 10 plus 2, that is 12. 12 whole square, 12 square will be 144, plus y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Yeah, directly 7 plus 1, 8 square and 12 square, 64 plus 144, 64 plus 144. So square root of 64 plus 144, it's nothing but 8 0 2, 208, square root of 208. So 208 can also be written as square root of 16 into 13. So if I take it, the values, because I want the value in, I want the value of p here, which is outside the square root, right? So I can make it like 16 into 13. So 16 into 13 can be written as 4 root 13. So 4 root 13, if I equate the both, 4 root 13. So root 13 gets cancels. P value will be 4 here. Finally, the value of P will be 4. Let me check whether anybody is giving the answers. Yeah, 14.22. You need not do the value of square root completely. You have to see what is being asked and what we are doing. Okay, so what is being asked here, we have to convert that into the multiple of 13. So what are the things I can do? I can convert to the multiple of 13 is nothing but divide 208 by 13, you will get 16. So 16 into 13 will be the value of that whatever we are getting over there. Okay, this is the way we need to go through that. Okay, next. Right. Which of the following points does not lie on the curve? Which of the following points does not lie on the curve? Yes. So there are some points given, the same concept. Previously, we have already done it. Quick answer for this. I'm waiting for your answer. Which of the points does not lie on the curve? Y is equals to x square minus 3. So this is a parabola. Y is equals to x square minus 3. You have to check for x and y from the options. So option A is 3 comma 6. Check for 3 and 6. So 6 is equals to 9 minus 3. So 6 is equals to 6. Lies on the parabola. Again, next point, y is equals to 9 and 6. So what is that? 6 is equals to 9 minus 6. Wait a minute. 9 minus 3. Right. So again, 6 is equals to 6. This also lies. In this way, if you check all the points, what are the points which doesn't lie? That can be identified easily. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. Next question. The parabolas, this is all the same thing. Which of the following could be the equation of the figure? So equation of the figure, we need to find out the equation of the figure here. So this is also we have already done. We can do it by using the formula, vertex formula. Okay, next. Yeah, this is the question I was waiting for. So there is a question given here. You can just go through that. XY plane is given here with the quadrants. And there is an equation given. Y is equals to x minus 3 whole square minus 1. It's my whole square, not into 2. Y is equals to x minus 3 whole square minus 1. This is the equation given. Now one thing, which of the following, if any constant value, actually it is an inequation, so you can just change it. Greater than equals to, wait a minute, let me change it. It's an inequation, typing error again. So it should be y greater than equals to minus 3. Wait a minute, let me fix it. Yeah. Y is greater than equals to x minus 3 whole square minus 1. Now it's correct. This is an inequation given, and we need to see that which quadrant, if any, contains no point xy that satisfies the inequation y is equals to x minus 3 whole square minus 1. So this is the inequation. Which quadrant is not, there is no point in which quadrant. So if you plot this y is equal, this inequation on the graph, this parabola on the graph, so let us consider what is the vertex. So first of all, we need to find out what is vertex. Quick answer in the chat box. What will be the vertex here? What will be the vertex? Vertex of the parabola. So if anything is in the form of y is equals to x minus h whole square plus k, yeah, I'm getting the disturbance of this. Yeah, x minus h plus k. If any equation is in this form, what will be the vertex? H and k will be the vertex point, right? So as of now, the points here, the vertex point is 3 and minus 1. 3 and minus 1 will be the vertex. So 3 and minus 1, if I plot that point here on the graph, x is 3 and y is minus 1. X is 3 and y is minus 1. So let it be the minus 1 here and 3. My point somewhere lies here. Okay, that means my parabola will be something like this. Greater than equals to in the sense you have to share the region above region. Less than equals to in the sense you have to share the region below the parabola. So greater than equals to shade the region above the parabola. Now you can see whatever the shaded region, why we are shading in the sense, this shading shows you the solutions. Okay, the solutions of this lies in this shaded region, which that means which is greater than equals to. If it is less than equals to, you have to shade the region which is below the parabola. I hope you understood the concept here. Okay, so the solutions here are, whatever the solutions we are getting here are this. Now this is touching, the solutions are touching somewhere in the fourth quadrant, somewhere in the second quadrant, and somewhere in the first quadrant, but no solution is there in the third quadrant. That's the thing, our answer will be the third quadrant. I hope I answered. Okay, so first thing what we have to do, we have to check with the equation, the standard form, and we have to find out the vertex and draw the vertex on the graph. If it is greater than equals to, shade the region upside. If it is less than equals to, shade the region downside below the parabola. So if it is greater than equals to, then I am shading the region over there, and we can see wherever the region is moving in the quadrants, all the three except the third quadrant, that's the reason the no solution in the third quadrant. Yes, next question. Yeah, we are running out of time. We'll make it faster now. Yeah. If 3, 5, and 4, 9 are the points on line L, which of the following is also a point on line L? Indicate all such values. Right. You can see the points 3, 5, and 4, 9 are the points given. So if you see the difference of the both, okay, what are the difference of the points here? What are the difference between x coordinate and difference between y coordinate? Quick reply in chat box. What is the difference between x coordinate and what is the difference between y coordinate? Yes, in second quadrant also the graph extends. So there is a shaded region including the second quadrant. I am answering for the query which was asked in that. You can see this. In second quadrant also our parabola is extending. That's the reason we are not including the second quadrant. We are just moving to the third quadrant as it is not touching the third quadrant. I hope I answered. Okay. Right. Let's do this one. Now, what is the difference between the x quadrant and what is the difference between the y quadrant? We can know that by drawing the graph, as I have known that. You also can know that, right? So just simply graph the point, first graph the parabola and assume the parabola which will move, which will go through that, passing through that point, whatever you are drawing. Okay. If 3, 5 and 4, 9 are the points on the line L, which of the following is also a point on that line? Indicate all such values. Now, my question was, what is the difference between the points here? What is the difference between x point and y point? So x is increasing 1 unit and y is increasing for 4 units. You just add +1 +4, so 4 and 9. In the same way, +1 +4, 5 and 13, 5 and 12. Is it 12 or 13? Yeah. Again, +1 +9. So here it will be not 9, +1 +4. Wait a minute. So +1 here, it will be 6, and again +4, increasing 4 values for that, it will be 17. So actually this the value of this should be 5 comma 13. If it is 5 comma 13, then we can select this one and this one, because multiple answers have to be selected. That's the reason change in the option here. Okay, and again +1 +4. So simple thing. These are the two values that are representing the things. Okay, we will provide you the handout once the class is done. The last question of the day today. So we have not discussed this previously in the question. So in this session, so let us discuss the last question and we will close the session. Okay. So here it is an XY plane given, and it's a quantity comparison question. Quantity and quantity B both are given. Parallelogram KLMN and quadrilateral JKLM. So both are the figures given which are plotted on the graph here. Okay, so if we see both the figures, if you observe the x-axis here, both the figures are forming a triangle above the x-axis. So there is a triangle above the x-axis. So you can count the values, you can count the units, how many units there are occupying. So you can see the same, both the figures are occupying the same units. So the area of both parallelogram and area of the quadrilateral JKLM are same, both are equal. Okay, so this is all, that's all for the day today. So we'll see in the next session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Also, I would like to remind you guys about the virtual loan fair. It is free of cost. The registration is free. It is free. It is on 7th October from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do register. And in case of any doubts, you can share it on the chat box. Thank you. You all may please leave the session.
Yeah, one thing, whatever the doubt the student is asking, if he or she is having still doubt, we'll see it in the next session.
Could you please repeat the last problem? Ma'am, I guess there's a question for you
Yeah,
in chat box.
yeah. I want, they want me to repeat the last question. Is this the question you want me to repeat, which is on the screen, right? So if you check the question here, we are being
Ma'am,
asked.
your screen is not visible.
Yeah, I have stopped screen share. Wait a minute. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Is this the question? Yes. If you see the figures, there are two figures, one parallelogram and one quadrilateral drawn on the XY plane. If you see clearly, what are the things here we have to identify is this length. What is this length? This length is nothing but the base. If you see the triangle, both are forming a triangle above the x-axis, right? So both are having a triangle above the x-axis. Whatever the area we will have for this KLMN parallelogram, the same will be the area for JKLM, because this is the line, whatever it's there, that is common for both. That's the thing I was saying. Both are equal. Okay, right.
Thank you, ma'am. And I hope all of yours doubt is clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Geeta and Ashwarya, you may please leave the class.